Hello and welcome back to another episode of Land Rover Restorations, where we're restoring my 1955 Series One Land Rover. We are almost finished, it's almost done. You've seen it all up together. I'm going to drive it out the shed in a minute for the first time, only just outside the shed. I've got the ladder rack to build on the back, the ladder's on the top, give it a good clean, ready to take out on the road. So I'll show you what we're doing with this ladder rack. A friend of ours has bent this 32mm tube for me, which is around there. And then we have those two plates there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Land Rover outside, mark it all up, these two plates, cut this tube to the right length. This is oversized at the moment. Weld the tube onto the plates, drill 4 holes in the plates, and then paint this black. And then up there above the cab, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but a bit of angle iron, a bit of tube, something, a rack for the front of the ladder, and then the ladder will sit here. Obviously I won't be able to bring it in the shed with the ladder on because it will hit the top of the shed, so I have to take the ladder on and off every time I bring it in the shed. So I'm going to take it outside now, get this welded up, and I'll show you when the ladder rack is done. So here's the tube. One side, two side, there's the plates. Up over the top, a couple of little stops either side, and then at the front we've got that sort of arrangement. I've there's the ladder, cleaned all the ladder up. Put the ladder on, which looks quite good. I'm just using these old sort of straps to hold it in place. So there's that, and up the front I've also got the mirrors, which look quite cool. So they've been fitted now. So yeah, all looking good. Quite happy with that. All happy with that, like I just said, it's all looking good, all finished. Jumped in the Land Rover. Thought I'd film the test drive, but obviously I was on my own and I couldn't. I thought I'll wait till my daughter gets back, she can come with me and film it, but I couldn't wait, so I took it for a test drive. Went down the road, timing was all over the place, come back, messed about the timing, got it all right, it's all good now, drive's okay. But when I drive it, it made this awful clonking noise in reverse and an awful clonking noise in the first and the second. No matter what I did, it wouldn't go away. A gearbox noise. So for those of you that have seen all the videos, you will see that back along I got the gearbox, put some new seals in it, and I wasn't sure whether to get it rebuilt or not, and I chose not to get it rebuilt, which it was a mistake because there was something wrong with it. I've never done a gearbox in my life. I was going to send it away, but somebody wanted £2,500 and a 5-month waiting time, so I thought I'll have a go at myself. So they're not actually that tricky. They are just nuts and bolts, strip them down, take the shafts out. I'm not a gearbox expert, so I'm not going to go into it, but basically at the bottom of the gearbox you've got a lay shaft, then you've got your main shaft, and you have cogs, sprockets, whatever, gears that mesh on each other depending on which gear you're in, and your selector pushes these gears back and forth, basically. And in a Series Land Rover gearbox, you've got the gearbox, which is the main gearbox that comes off the back of the engine clutch gearbox. And then you've got a transfer box, which is the angly bit that comes down. That transfers from your main gearbox down. And then you've got your 4-wheel drive and your high and low, which is where your 2 prop shafts come off. So relatively straightforward, and I will show you now. So I've stripped the gearbox down. I managed to get the gearbox off in an hour actually, so it's quite good time. Got the gearbox off and stripped it down, so I will show you now all the bits. So here's the main gearbox. You recognise this bit. There's the bell housing, so the bell housing goes on the main gearbox. That bolts on there, and then I was saying about your transfer. That's your transfer that transfers down, and then that's your 4-wheel drive and your high-low there. So the only problems I found was this is first gear, and as hopefully you can see that's pretty gnarly there, pretty knackered, that tooth shot away, and there's a couple that are pretty bad on there. So I've ordered a new first gear. That bearing just slides off, first gear pushes on. There's the reverse, so hard to see. There's a reverse sort of idler, and that is really loose on the shaft, so I've ordered a new bronze bush for that. What else did we find? Oh yes, on the main shaft, so this is the main shaft, there's a spacer in here. Can I take it off? Yeah, I can. So that's a synchro mesh basically. Synchro meshes, it makes it easier between third and fourth. So if I take that off, that bush there is broken. That, and all that should be one piece. So that is actually snapped off there. So I got a new one of them. I think this is quite a common problem with series Land Rovers. I think they break. So I'm putting it all back together, so don't forget which way around it goes. Ooh. Yeah, so don't forget which way around it all goes. Okay, so that's the main shaft. So I found that that problem, and the worst one was the high-low gear, or the low gear, which is here on this shaft. It's just loose as loose, really wobbles around. So I've ordered a new one of them. They're not that expensive. I've got a whole lot. I think all the gears, new gaskets for sort of like £80, something like that. So I'm going to go through and get all that back together now. I'm not going to film my progress with it because, like I say, I'm not a gearbox expert. So I'm going to put a new low gear sprocket on here, which will fit a lot nicer. That go back in that casing. The bearings are good. Put a new first gear on here. Replace the bush in there. And then do the same with the main shaft up there, fix that bush. And what I might do is show you when it's back together how it works. Your selectors stay up here, so you select gears. So it all looks a bit complicated, but it isn't really. That's your lay shaft, that's the one that sits down the bottom. And that's the main shaft over there. But I will show you a bit as I put it back together. There's the speedo drive, that's your handbrake. That's just a blanking plate for your PTO drive. So yeah, hasn't taken long. It's about an hour to get it out, like I say, and then probably about 2 hours to strip all this to this and find the faults. So next couple of days when my bits to turn up, and then I can get it back in. So the poor old Land Rover looks like this now. But it's not that bad. Doors fold back, so seat box out, floor out, and there it is. You can just work on it. So perfect. I will show you how I get on. So we're hoping we are there now. Gearbox back in, as you saw it last time in bits. Gear 1 and 2, massive chunks out of them, and reverse with big chunks out of them. I couldn't find anything else wrong with the gearbox, but like I said, I'm not a gearbox expert. I've replaced all the gears that had chunks of them, replaced all the gaskets, seals, done all the adjustments, put it all back together. So we are now going to go for a drive and hope that we are all good. As you can see, it's all finished as it was before. So my son's filming, so let's get in. Okay. So ignition on, choke out, starter bud. That's the oil and that's the charger. The only thing we've struggled to get working is the fuel gauge. I've checked all round and it looks like it's the fuel sender unit that's playing us up. So I might replace that. Right, handbrake off. Oh, and we're just waiting for some floor mats. I've ordered some floor mats to protect the floor a little bit, some Series One floor mats. Right, so far so good. No glocky. Okay, let's open the window. Let it warm up a sec before we go out on the road. We're looking good. Same thing good, no noises from the gearbox. Lovely, no noises from the gearbox at all, nice and quiet, choke off.
silent gearbox. Yeah, all good. Drives lovely. All mirrors, all good. 30 mile an hour. Turn around, hit it with the car. One thing I forgot about was how bad the steering locks were on these long wheelbase Land Rovers. So we have to do a 5-point turn. Reverse sounds good as well, no noises in reverse. Right, let's do another one, back up the road again. Nice quiet gearbox, nice quiet Land Rover, not quiet Land Rover, we are flying. Do a bit of adjustment on that wing mirror so I can see who's behind me. Done, indicator off, handbrake on. So success, all the gearbox works, everything's good. Like I said, the only thing we can't get to work is the fuel gauge, and I think that's because the fuel sender unit is knackered. So that is it, we are done. Hope you enjoyed watching us restore this old girl, and you never know, we might do another video soon if we get another vehicle in the future. So thanks for watching, cheers.